download it off the Service Autopilot Marketplace and how to put it in use in your business. So first thing I'm going to do is demo the actual lead form intake, and then I'm going to go into the Service Autopilot Marketplace and actually show you how to pull that down. So on the Marketplace, we have one that's set up with no automation and one with an automation. I'm going to go over the differences of that in this video, but it's going to show you how to download this free intake that we have built to streamline your lead intake in Service Autopilot version 3. I think you're really going to like it. And if you use the version with the automation, also free of charge, it's going to be pretty cool here. So I'm going to pop the screen down here and show you what this looks like. So first thing I'm going to do is go into accounts. This is a new version of V3. When someone calls your office, we want to go to the green plus icon, hit account. A little different than lead and a client. Now it's combined here. So a client would go in this way here. What we're going to recommend is go under lead, and we need to just select the tax reference. Obviously, this is a test account, and just put the person's first name in here as you pick up the phone and you talk to them. The idea is we're going to create a streamlined workflow off this really basic entry and hit save. Now, the idea that we have with this is we do not want to create a client right off the bat that would seem to be a little bit easier. This workflow is actually going to take care of all the work for you. And we're going to get the lead in there, and then when we convert them into a client, we're going to have that data point, or if we lose the estimate, we close out the lead and continue to nurture them. That will be a benefit point for us right there. So the first thing we're doing is going over to fill out a form, and we're just going to click in the SG phone intake form. And this is the form that we have on the Marketplace free of charge for any Service Autopilot user right now. So we're going to go in and hit OK, and that's going to load our form up. And we're literally just going to go in and drop in the remaining first name, last name. We're going to type in the service address, city, state, postal code. We're going to enter in their cell phone number. As we've got them on the phone, we're going to be asking them their cell phone, their email. What's the best email to send this estimate out to follow up if you want a hard copy of it? How did you hear about us? Well, I heard about you from an Every Door direct mailing. So we can track that lead source all in one spot. Traditionally, it was 2 or 3 different tabs we had to do. In version 2, version 3 is going to give us a very streamlined process here. We're going to go in and say it is a lawn mowing estimate, and it is weekly. And special instructions, that gate code is 1, 2, 3, 4, just so we can actually get in the back gate code. So all the information now we're grabbing all in one spot. If you have any special office notes, we can put that in there instead of having to tab over. Now, if you're doing the estimate live in V3, right over the phone in the new maps area, you no need to click this button. So this is only going to work on the version with the automation. But if you do have automations, I recommend, and I'll show you the Marketplace free download for the automation. But you would click here, create a to-do for on-site estimates, submit. And what that's going to do now is go in and actually create a to-do and assign to the CSR level that can be assigned to the estimator with a 24-hour deadline. And once we click out of this, now you'll notice everything is completely updated. So we've created one streamlined workflow for you and your office staff to do this. Now, if we go in and back out of this and we go to CRM to-dos, and I filter down by today's date range, being this test account, we have a lot of to-dos in here. So it may take a minute to load, but it's relatively quick either way. So date range, I'm going to say it was created today, and apply. And this is it, just popped out. This is the exact to-do, or one of the to-dos that was created here. So as we look at it, we've got several of them. And here's an example of one we did today in the testing environment. And it's assigned to myself here for an estimate. It is for lawn mowing, special estimate detail notes. There's none. And we can have, just like we typed in with the special notes with the gate code, that one's also in here. But the idea is now we've created a to-do with a deadline assigned to a specific person or role for accountability. And these actually can be gone out and scheduled. So as we go in and update this actually will update and grab that last to-do here. So the idea is we've got now an accountability measure for all of our to-dos and estimates, and we've got a good place to put it in. And now, if you do not want to download the option with the automation, you can still download the lead form for that streamlined workflow. And that's going to be working off that plus icon, and we're going to be driving that account in. So if this is something of interest, the one that you want to be looking at here is the V3 phone lead intake form with no automation if you don't want the to-do assigned. And what you're going to do is just go in and click the code here. And what that's going to do is open up a landing page and click to get the download code here. And it's going to open up, and it's just going to ask you for some basic information: first name, last name, company, email, and phone. And we will email the download code for you. Now, if we go in here and we do want the automation, so this is the free V3 phone lead intake form here with no automation. So this is the one with no automation. If you scroll to, I believe it's page 2, we have the free V3 phone lead intake with automation. Same exact thing. We go in, hit view, hit the link, and that will, you fill your information in there, and we will send you via email the code to actually go download. And when you download it, the code actually goes right here. Obviously, that's not the download code, but once you put it in there and hit download, it will download it in your instance, and that V3 form will be available right off the plus icon there where we added that in. So hopefully that's helpful, but as a certified advisor, we're trying to bring some value to everyone here and give you a phone intake lead form with no automations. And then if you have automations, obviously you want to grab the one with automations. So first thing, you find your marketplace up over the gear icon here, the little avatar, marketplace. This is the one with no automations, and the next one over here is the one with automation. So as a certified advisor, we are creating a V3 phone lead intake form to standardize the process and save some time back. So if you're using Service Autopilot, highly recommend you grabbing this. Next thing we're going to be releasing out later this week is a ability to take what you inputted as a lead and automatically transfer that information from service address into billing address to eliminate that double entry. So keep an eye out for that, whether you're watching it now or later this week. And if you're in our V3 Learning Hub right now, make sure you check out all the videos there. And we will be posting all the how-to videos in the V3 Learning Hub.